How much of childcare payments do you think the government should subsidise? I mean, should the government bite the bullet and just pay for the entire thing?
I think it's about deciding what we think the benefits of childcare are. And one of the benefits is obviously getting parents back to work and being able to contribute to the economy and to contribute to the tax base. So that's a huge part. The second part's the education component. And the research on this stuff is uncategorical. So it's absolutely categorical. There is something like 90% of human brain development happens in the first 5 years of life. And so education in those early years is really essential.
But does that mean that parents, but there's plenty of parents who do have one stay-at-home partner who says, right, I will be the person who takes care of this child for the first 2 or 3 years of its life before kindergarten. I mean, are we sort of saying that those kids are missing out?
Yeah, I think they are.
Really?
I think ideally we would have kids getting some kind of access to childcare from the age of 1 to 2.
But so you're sort of going down the line of saying it's really part of the education system, which is the argument made by childcare workers that really they should be paid the same as teachers because they're not just minding kids or caring for kids, they're actually teaching them. We're talking about 1, 2 and in some cases 3-year-olds here, correct?
Yeah, that's right. So it's a different kind of education, obviously. It's a play-based learning rather than a more formal learning that you get at school. But that learning's absolutely essential, particularly for families from low socioeconomic backgrounds where they're not necessarily getting that kind of education in the home.
But if a mum or a dad decides to stay home and take care of a child for the first 2 years of its life, do you really think that child's missing out?
I think the first year or two of life makes sense that either mum or dad is at home looking after the kid where possible, where we can make that possible. But from the age of 1, there are huge benefits for kids being involved in some kind of education or play-based learning. I'm not necessarily talking about a kid being in childcare from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. every day, but I'm saying some access to the social benefits of childcare and to the play-based learning benefits of childcare.
So given that we have, if you believe that state schools are completely free, which they are not, I mean, again, I'll say to you, if you say it's really part of the education system, should there be government-funded childcare, which is essentially funded to 100%?
I don't know if you'd need to fund it to 100%, but I think taking a paid parental leave scheme and coupling that with a childcare scheme that recognises childcare as part of the education system would be a really good thing. And I recognise that is also an expensive thing to do. This is not a cheap area of public policy.
And if the childcare workers get the pay increase that they're after, which I think is something like 30% improvement on their current wages, it will get more expensive.